Hello people, welcome back to part 3 of the tutorial. So basically in this video we're going to work on the HTML part, which if you don't remember is the part where you tell the website basically what is on the page. Like for example, here's a button, here's some text, whatever. So the first thing that we need to do for like programming is a text editor. What's the difference between like a coding text editor and like a normal one, like I don't know, Microsoft Word or something, is that it has like some features. For example, the one that I recommend is called Atom.io. It works for both Mac OS or Windows or Linux if you're using that. And Atom.io, just go to that website and you can click the download button. What it is you can use it to edit code. The features are that because text is just one color, but that's like really hard to read. The text editor actually colors a different color. Like it doesn't actually like change anything. It just displays it as different colors. So for like different words, it might make it different colors, so it's more readable. And another thing is autocomplete. For example, if you start typing some word, it might just like suggest different words, and you can just press the tab key to complete it. Yeah. So basically, just click download, and let's just open it. Right, so here you see we have nothing. With Atom, you can just select add, let's just say add folders, or you can just like create some whatever folder. Let's just create someone called like website tutorial. You can just name it whatever you want, and I put it on the desktop, so basically it creates a folder now, and you can see if you go to your desktop it shows the folder. Now we can create a few files. The first one, we have to name this exactly index.html or it won't work as well. Just name it index.html. This is an HTML file and we're just going to do that right now. The first thing we can do is we have to type doc type HTML. See, like I can just press tab and it just completes the whole thing. These like less than or greater than signs, or we call them angle brackets, which are basically contain the stuff inside. The first thing that I say is basically saying that like it's a HTML file and it's a modern version, and like you don't need to really know that. But and now what we have that are important are tags. Tags are also in angle brackets. For example, you have HTML/HTML. So basically what this does is that you see that there are two sets of matching tags, HTML tag, and then on the end there's the same thing again, but there is a slash in front of it. This is how the syntax works, and you can see the text editor automatically colors it differently to make you see clearer. Anything that you type inside here would be inside these tags. I think it's better to indent it, and which is what people do. Now everything is inside these tags. Just anything between these, like this is inside these tags, but yeah, just stuff that's inside. So anyways, inside the tags, let's just create a new thing. Just type this called head. What head does is head contains some like data, I guess, about the web page. For example, you can have title. You can have another tag called title, and then you have to end it again with the same name. So title/title, and inside would be the title. Let's just say title. So let's call it pizza recipe for now. The title, where does the title display? It displays on, it's on the tab. For example, if you open another tab, the tab bar shows, and this is the title. Usually I don't just type this out because this is basically needed for all websites. You need the basic like first kind of part. So for most people, there's just autocomplete. If you just type HTML and then just press tab, it just completes this. Which like if it doesn't work for you, you can just copy. But I'm just going to do pepperoni pizza recipe. And the head contains some data, and you can see another tag here that I generated. It's called meta, and then this one for some reason doesn't have an in tag because like meta tags don't. I guess the reason is that meta tags don't have anything inside them. So you don't need to close it, which is what these tags need. So they just have these things. And this is another like part of HTML which has the attributes. Attributes are just kind of like some, I guess you can think of it as options or settings. For example, you put it inside the tag right after it, just put a space and you can say LAN, EN. That means that it is English, so it sets the language as English. And that's just like useful for some other data. That's basically it. And now you can see that there's a body tag, and the body tag basically is where the actual website is. So for example, let's just say hello here. So if we say hello and then press Command S or Control S to save, you can see the HTML file is saved. Now, if you go to the folder, which you can open with a file browser and just click on it, or perhaps just right click open, you will see that there actually opens it with a web browser, and it actually says hello here, which is pretty exciting. So this is basically essentially how we're going to make the website. And there are a bunch of tags. Let's just go over a few. For example, nav. Nav is just something that symbolizes that there's a nav bar, which is what we're going to do. So for the nav bar, let's just say we have let's just put an A tag in here. A tag is let's just type home. So if you remember the design here would be home. So A tag is actually a link. Why is it not called a link tag? I don't know. A tag actually I think stands for anchor, but basically if you type href is basically a link, right? So if you type google.com, you have to type the full thing. So like if you want to link it, you do HTTPS or something like this. If you save this and then you go here, nothing changed because you need to reload it and then it will update. And now it says home. If you click on this, it redirects us to google.com. So basically this is a link. And for now, I'm just going to put google.com here. Later we might make our like home web page and we can just redirect it to our own. So let's just copy it and paste it again. So for example, we can have like a about. You can see we can just copy and paste this and you can have multiple like of these tags inside the nav bar. So all of these are inside nav. So the next thing is a button, right? So let's just say button. So that's how you do a button. And then you close the tag with button. So you can just say, or let's just say login for now, right? And it doesn't exist. Why is that? I have no idea, but I guess I can just open it again now. It should work. Yep, you can see that we have three things: home, about, and login. And let's just make some other things. Now I think we're finished the nav bar. Let's have a title. And the title tag is called h1. So for example, header, right? It's called header. Header 1 is the biggest header. So for example, header and pepperoni pizza. So if you save that, and then on the bottom we can have some other text. So let's say a paragraph. So a paragraph is a smaller piece of text, right? It stands for a paragraph. So I'm just going to say my name, like the date thing, Tony Zhang, I don't know, March 27th, the 27th today, and 2021. Now, if you go there, you can see pepperoni pizza, Tony, and then that would be the date. And yeah, this is how we can do stuff. We can actually contain it in something else. Maybe we want to put this as a group, right? We want to group it. So we can create these things called divs. And what divs are is essentially, divs are just a block. So basically, there are two main types, I guess. So there are these blocks. Blocks are basically, you know, groups or just like blocks. And then there are inline elements or spans. So basically text. So there are things that are like blocks. I guess the button is a block, or you can have text, which is just text, and it will be next to each other. So now if we reload, nothing happens, but you can see that there's a div here. Oh, and something useful is that if you go to the browser, there will always be like, you can either do right-click inspect element or something, and you can see that it actually shows you all of the HTML that you coded here. So maybe some of you, remember when you were like in 5th grade or something, and then you remember just going into here and I don't know, inspecting the element and then just changing the text and claiming you hacked Google or something. This is how you do it. But yeah, so this will be useful and you can see other stuff that you don't need to worry about here for now. But let's just say we want an image. What are we going to do? We can just Google, let's say images, right? So let's just find another random image. Let's just drag it to the folder. And you can see that we can have unknown. We can just, I don't know, we can just say pizza.png for now. So yeah. Also, when you're making a website, I probably recommend you not to use Google Images because a lot of them have copyright. I don't know, something might happen, but I'm just going to use it for now because I'm too lazy. So images, we have two things. You can have the img tag and auto-completes with 2 attributes or options. All of these are basically optional, but if you have src, it's kind of like the path or like where the image is or what image. So we can just say pizza.png. Because it's the same directory or the same folder, we can just name it directly. But if you create a new folder called new folder, we might have to do new, or like for example, if we want a folder called images, we can do images/pizza.png. Let's just create that right now because I think we're going to have multiple images here. So let's just organize it a bit better. So yeah, just enter the past images pizza.png. And the alt tag is in case the image doesn't load, it will show something that is helpful for accessibility or something like those screen readers or whatever. So it's best to do this. So for example, image of a pizza. Let's just say that. So now if we reload, we can see a pizza here. That's great. Alright, let's just do another thing now called, we have another header, for example, h2. h2 will be ingredients. And now have another list. Actually, lists are not called that. We have called UL, and that's a list. And how do you make list items? You do LI. So LI stands for list items. List item, I don't know, some pepperoni. I'm just gonna duplicate it a few times now. Some pepperoni, cheese, flour. So now you can see that it actually orders this really nice. So now you have bullet points, and it looks like that. So what if we want to change it to have numbers? We can just change this to OL. So UL stands for unordered list, and this stands for ordered list. And now you can change the style, and now it's change this to 1, 2, 3. So it's pretty nice. And we can just start with this, right? We can just keep going and adding stuff you want. So there are a bunch of tags that I never mentioned now, and I don't have time to like go over all of them. But for example, H1 is a bigger, large header. H2 is one that's slightly smaller, and H3 is smaller. And I believe it goes until H6. And you can see that it looks really ugly. And the thing is that like we haven't used style. So remember that other file I talked about called CSS? That file is actually going to tell you to like do different stuff. For example, using that file, we can tell maybe we want to put the login button here and make it the green color that we actually want, and change the font of this and change the font of these things. Yeah, with CSS in the next episode, we can, or the next tutorial, whatever you call it, we can just do it. Basically, this is HTML. And I want to just show you a few other things. Tables. Tables. I don't know how I'm going to use tables here, but there are things called, for example, table, and inside we have a table head, which is T's head, which is you do that. And then I believe we have TD, which stands for table cell. I don't know why, but let's just say hello. Copy and paste that a few times. Let's have another one called T-body tab, and it creates these two tags. Let's just copy the same thing here again. Why not? So now if you save this, I believe this is how it works. You can have hello, hello, and then it's a table, right? You can't see the edges yet, but it's a table. So basically, this is how it works. I believe you need a TR for table row. Actually, I might have messed that up. You might have to do this, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, you have to put stuff in a TR for table rows because there are rows and columns, so TR. And I'm just gonna paste something here and then remove these. But yeah, so there are a bunch of tags, bunch of different like HTML tags that you can look at. I will link some good websites which like a lot of tags. For example, you can create tables, or you can create like lists, drop downs, menus, selects, buttons, inputs, text fields, and a lot of things that I'm not covering here. But basically this is HTML, and let's just see you in the next episode.